to say that this is just a macho, male chauvinistic way. No, it's for both people, okay? If the interest is sex, if it's not being in the friend zone, then your goal is to get intimate. It's not having to rush things, but generally, we're talking about two adults here to a certain degree.
Yeah.
They both, you know, once you both have interest in each other and are not frightened of each other in any way, comfortable, that's when things happen. Now, yes, if you want a relationship, the whole goal again is you're leading to that. But, as Axel, I'm sure knows, it's not all about also just getting straight to the sex, because you have to maintain something. Once again, that's where the mystery happens. So, for instance, if it's like, okay, there's a kiss at the end. I know it's simple and elementary as that sounds.
You're killing my fucking brain cell. I'm like,
bro,
it is Marley. It is.
It works
if you don't want to get girlfriend zoned every time, just act gay.
There are ways that you're supposed to, and that's the thing. Guys always complain about women saying,
talk about Jason's tits all the time.
Emotional and all of this. Why can't they just understand? That's because only 3% of the fucking population of men on this planet actually understand women, which is a good thing for us 3%.
Oh, hold on, Marley. I wasn't expecting you to go into a full debate. I was expecting you to tell him about the 3% fan book and go on the spiel. But, you know, I appreciate your input, though.
I do like how we ended it with the 3%,
but let's just think about this. Okay.
Shadow, if you want to make jokes about things.
I'm not trying to make a joke. I just thought you were gonna tell Def about that book and how you know you should.
Well, I just kind of brought things up, but that's the point is, it's not rocket science. You just have to be taught by somebody, and if nobody taught you, then you don't know.
Well, it can be self-taught, can it? If you read that book.
Listen, y'all think I'm uneducated on all this. I'm not. I know how to maintain a healthy relationship without things getting out of hand on either part because I've done it.
Okay, so how long was your longest relationship?
Longest relationship lasted 7 years.
What?
7 years.
That's right.
And how old were you at the beginning of it?
You're like...
No, that's right. Her name was Janice, and she... Okay, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, her name was Janice, right? I met her at the park one day. We started talking. I then, later... I was... it's been a while, so 15... 14... I can't count. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Yep. 8 years old, and I knew what a fucking relationship was. See, now, don't get me wrong. We had a great relationship. She was about 10 years old. I was 8. I'm like, so, girls older than me, isn't that wrong?
You were 8 years old, and she was 10, and you guys were together for 7 years.
Yes. Do you know how old she is now?
17.
Between 15 and 17.
And almost 18.
And how
her birthday is in a couple of months. I'm 15.
Yeah, but you got laid before?
What?
You gotten late? You're a virgin, or you gotten late?
Oh my God, Marley, damn. Maybe you
I mean, I like to tell the story that I lost my virginity at 8 years old, but that doesn't happen.
I have no hang-ups, so if you're, I'm just trying to understand where you're at if you're giving advice, whether you've had sex before.
No, it's not even about sex. This is the whole thing I was trying to
Marley, he's an 8-year-old. He's
no,
not getting
Jack,
his
shut your ass up.
Reduce it down to a base level here. I'm trying to think. It's obviously about relationship and...
Let's just, let's do a slur. None of this matters anymore. Let's just change the topic. Come on.
No.
Does Mitch don't know about Pangea?
Marley. So... Jack is trying to say to me, he's like, I told him, he's like, you better watch what your girl and stuff. What did you say, Jack? You like, be careful?
No, hold on, just be quiet for a sec, I'm gonna explain things. So, he was, Def was saying that he cares a lot, right? And I was trying to tell him, Marley, what I was trying to tell him was, you gotta pretend like you don't care too much. Like, you shouldn't care too much. I mean,
I said I don't care too much. I care just enough, and that's
I translated it how I perceived what you said, but either way, I don't really care about it.
We care for each other at a pretty good understanding level.
Well, that's my advice. My advice was you should care, just not too much.
I heard what you said.
And I don't care too much.
Oh my God! It's not about caring. It's about It's not showing attention. There's a big
Not
difference.
showing attention.
No,
yeah.
that don't make fucking sense. Neither of you make
Because he
sense.
fucked it up in describing it to you.
No, I did. Okay, I may have, but
This don't matter at all. Let's
listen.
just change the topic because
Yes,
everyone's
please
gonna
leave me and my girlfriend alone.
I just wasn't expecting all that. I
Y'all are
was just
digging
asking.
into a hole you shouldn't be in.
No, I was asking a simple question. Next thing I know, it became a full debate.
Shadow, because so your question was wrong. And quote, all these problems
No, the question was, what did I?
You're like, you shouldn't care too much, so what you need to do is you need to show her that you don't really care, but at the same time you do. I'm like, that doesn't work
exactly
like that.
what I
It
said.
doesn't work like that. No, you have to show no attention. And then
What do you
create
mean
the
no
mystery
attention? If you don't
in
show
which-
attention, she's gonna be like, alright, fuck you, I'm gonna go with someone else.
No,
and then you'll
dude,
lose
that's
that.
what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, you're going with your instinct. You're going with your instinct, and that's natural.
No, I'm going with what
Wait,
happened.
so Marley,
But
Marley, his instinct in my experience has been right.
I told you. It's been right with every human that's been fucking dumped because they showed they didn't like you.
Exactly what you
fucking hook, dude.
If I get ignored and I don't get shown attention, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go jump off a cliff.
Exactly. See, women want
That's a great
natural
perspective,
fact.
though. Hold on.
So Axel, to you, how often do you want your, again, if we're talking about intimate partner, right?
Right.
And there's no fight.
Before this goes any
amount,
farther,
but
I
like,
just
what is too little? Let's put it that way. What is too little of showing that attention that is accepted?
Brittany's spamming me with invites to her
If
party.
I'm the one that initiates all the conversations, I don't like that.
I agree. I'm not okay.
I agree with that
The
too.
key is that you're not supposed to be clean. Okay, it's a polarity of going back and forth. Being distant, not distant, but determining the distance and showing
Are you fucking kidding?
care without being. Fucking care
No,
what?
oh
What are you
my,
talking
no,
about, bro?
this
We're
fucking,
talking about.
this stupid fucking doctor, I fucking hate him. No, he
now
literally
she's
is
invited
fucking,
me to a party.
Hey
No,
Matt,
fuck
how
this.
is
Fuck you.
Pudgy Fudgy?
fucking bitch, I'm gonna fucking report you, fucking stupid doctor
Matt.
dick.
Oh, someone's upset.
Matt,
No,
Matt.
he fucking, the person jumped off the hook like a fucking good thing and he instantly kills them. He's fucking camping.
Matt.
Fucking annoying, goddamn.
Sedan, not coupe. Even though it's the same engine. But the point is, before there was an issue of this whistling when I'm driving. It had really low gas mileage. I already replaced all the fuel injectors, fuel filter, fuel pump, all this stuff. Make sure all that was perfect. I then checked all the spark plugs and coils, and all that's good too. Battery's good, alternator's good, great. So either there's a leak somewhere in the intake manifold, or causing the whistling, or there's a leak in the brake booster, because that uses the pressure to slow down the car when you hit the brakes. So I had removed the entire intake manifold, and I wanted to do it properly. The last time I had removed it to do the timing belt and some other things, I had removed it, and I did about 90% of changing all the gaskets, except one or two. I didn't unclog this passageway, which is another key clog. So as that happened, then I was let go from the job. So like I was putting off the car thing because the virus is happening. I don't need to go out. I can use my family's car, I'll do mine. And I did the job. Then I lost the job. So I'm like, let me take care of all these things to not lose the job.
Oh my god, we could've fucking got that done if we fucking wanted to.
You know.
Okay.
And the last thing on the list is now the car, but now we got the fucking hurricane coming Friday. The parts are arriving Friday, so I can regasket the entire intake manifold, make sure that the EGR capacitor plus the EGR pipe and then the EGR valve are all clean. Reassemble all that real quick, so that the car at least is not immobilized anymore. So if I have to evacuate, I can take the car. Once the storm, if let's say no storm happens and it's all over, then I just got to replace a couple of, I was going to replace the AC belt, the alternator belt, the power steering belt, and regasket the power steering pump, because I don't know the last time it was done. And this is an old car, so...
Alright. Speaking of car stuff, I have a mechanic character in the movie, but I already got that dialogue done, so if you want to help me with mechanic dialogue in the sequel, watch
Sure.
Yeah. Jack, your turn.
I was just gonna say, I looked up your car because I wanted to see what it looked like, and to me it looks like the old school Hondas, like you know the early or late '90s Honda Accords.
Like a Honda Accord.
Yeah, it looks like the Honda Accord, the '90s.
Yeah, man, I know,
and
that's the thing. The Honda Accord, as you know, came out. Well, that model year and that design look came out like 4 years,
so
2
similar
years after mine. That's another reason why I got the car. I felt like the Acura Legend looked like, well, the second generation Acura Legend, looks like a mixture of a Honda Accord with a BMW with like an old school Tech.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, to me it looks like an old school Honda Accord. It looks very similar.
And it looks, and I like the you know, mine has the chrome all over it. And what I want to do is I've got the Canterbury Green. So if you just search Canterbury Green Acura Legend, you'll see immediately with the 19-inch Koenig rims on mine. What I want to do is vinyl wrap it after I get the car in perfect order, and it's either going to be like some deep space blue, or like some kind of blue, or black.
Yeah, how many miles do you have on it?
Well, the chassis, meaning not the engine, because this is not the first engine in the car. It's the only engine that I've ever dealt with in the car. But previous owner had changed out and replaced it with this engine. So the engine has at this point maybe about 80 to 100,000 miles, but the chassis and everything else of the car is 187,000 miles, which is not bad for a 94.
Yeah, that's a lot of miles.
Yes, but these Acuras, Hondas, Toyotas, as long as you don't have to replace the engine, and right now the engine is fine,
yeah,
it will last to like 300, 400,000 miles.
Wow.
Now, the other reason why I bought the Acura Legend is if you search all these people on YouTube with the Acura Legend, like Ludacris has one or two of them. This guy, Tyson Hugie or something, Hugie, he has like 6 Acura Legends, the coupes and the sedans, and he has an NSX. But he drives them, and his Acura Legends are almost 600 or 800,000 miles.
Wow.
So I figured 187,000 miles is nothing compared to 400 to 800,000 miles.
I mean, those cars are really built to last then, huh? Yeah.
That's the thing, man. Hondas, like, if you buy a Honda that's from, or the most reliable car ever from the 90s was a Toyota Corolla. But if you get a Camry, it's just as, and today's Camrys they don't burn oil like they did in the 2000s and 2010s. Now the best car you can get is either like a hybrid Toyota/Lexus, or get an Acura ILX, because it has the the dual clutch 8-speed automatic transmission. These new cars that have that 8-speed, or the Mustang or the Camaro, their 8 and 10-speed transmission. Dude, those cars are fucking incredible. Those are bulletproof. They'll last you as long as you don't race them every fucking day. Like, those cars will last you, I don't know so much, maybe about 80 to 100,000 American cars, and about 300,000 on the Acura.
I looked up the 2020 Acura too, and that one looks just as nice and clean.
Yeah. The 2020 Acura RLX?
I just typed in the 2020 Acura Legend and it popped up with something. I don't know if there's something.
Well, this is, the Acura Legend was first made in Japan, and they called it the Honda Legend. Because in Japan, they don't call it Acura. It's all one company. Which it is here, but...
Are you a bigger fan of stick shift or automatic?
I haven't learned stick shift, so I would be a fan if I took the time to learn, but it's just simplicity for me with the automatic.
The Acura Legend 2020 looks pretty nice though.
Yes, it does, but they don't make them in America unless you buy the Acura equivalent, which is the Acura RLX 2020.
Acura RLX. Okay, let's see.
That's the RLX 2020 is the same as the Honda Legend.
RLX.
RLX.
Okay.
The reason why they do that,
What a
the reason why they
betrayal.
call it like that, is that the first Acura car was the Acura Legend. And then they made the Acura Legend again, which is mine. Then it went to Acura RL. They stopped calling things Legend in America.
Okay.
And then
Still looks like a
called
pretty nice sedan, though.
Yeah, you know, it's an executive class, mid-size.
I'm more into the fucking like classic muscle cars. Like I'm looking at the 1969 Boss 429 Mustangs right now.
The Boss, yeah. Or the Boss, was it 302?
I like the 1960. I like the one from John Wick. Like, I've seen
From
the
John
one from
Wick.
John.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's my dream car now. Like, I'm the type of person that
I want a
was
DeLorean.
DeLoreans
Yeah,
are actually going for a good price now.
I don't want to buy an old one. Those are shit. The outside looks great. But what I was going to say was, I'm trying to find these videos online where you can.
You want the
do
Back
a
to the
case
Future
swap,
one?
you know, like putting a Honda Civic engine inside a DeLorean. Because, bro, the DeLorean engine is terrible. It's everything about it. The automatic transmission is terrible. The manual transmission is terrible. Like I forgot what they call it, but like when you ask the car when you're doing a turn, like it starts carrying itself. Like it sucks. You need modern day upgraded. Like I don't know if I had a little garage space, which I don't have or lift, what I would do is get a DeLorean and gut everything. Just keep the body. And then put in like a Honda engine in there, or Toyota engine, probably Toyota engine. I don't know what it's called.
Since we're talking about cars, how do you feel about the Nissan Sentras?
I hate Nissan, period. The only thing I
think they
haven't
look
tried
ugly
are
as
the
shit,
brand new Nissan electric cars from China. I'm interested in checking those out because apparently they're pretty good on their quality.
The reason I bring up the Nissan Sentra, I can't remember if it was you that said this, but somebody was telling me that, or somebody was telling a good friend of mine, Mika, or whatever, because she drove a Nissan Sentra. She got rid of that car recently. But somebody was saying how Nissan makes shit cars, and she was like, man, if I would have known that before. I mean, she only had that car for like a year, and like, what was it, 150,000 miles?
My first car, actually no wait, the second car I ever got was a Nissan, and it was a 1989 Nissan Maxima, okay? Now mind you, the year I received this car, the Maxima, the year was 2006. No, I'm sorry, 2004.
What year was that car you said? It was a
86.
Damn, okay.
86 Maxima, and the year is 2004, okay? So,
yeah.
that was shit compared to, you know, but the thing was, the Nissans were great back then. When Nissan, after like 98, maybe 1999, the Nissan stuff, it doesn't compare to the other Japanese brands.
I really do like the
GTR though. Well, that people again, you like it because of what, performance or how it looks like?
It's a mix. It's a bit of the performance. It's just I like the one that was used in the I like the new ones. I'm not gonna buy one ever because I don't. If I get that kind of money, I have 2 cars I'm planning on spending that kind of money on.
No, for me, I have a very high bar when it comes to cars. Okay, like for me, I do not go by looks. Now, I'm not gonna get an ugly car because it's got to fit my style. You know, like I got
the Don Corleone.
But I'm not going to get a shit engine that's known, or company that's known to fuck everything up all the time, like Mercedes and Chrysler, GM. You know, I know.
I mean, who buys a car from General Motors? It's a weird company to buy a car from, but whatever.
No, you don't understand then, because GM. What does GM really mean? GM is Cadillac, is Corvette,
Ford,
is,
right?
No, Ford is Ford. That's a different company.
Ford owns
is a separate company.
Ford owns Mustang and another.
Mustang
brand.
is just, but what I'm talking about is the brands. Okay, the brands. Buick. Okay.
Doesn't I know Dodge owns Viper and one other thing.
Wait. Again, there's one ones that have nothing to do with GM. Again, GM is. Fuck.
Buick, Chevrolet, Chrysler. No, not Chrysler. I'm sorry, Cadillac. Cadillac, Chrysler, and Buick. And there's one more, Oldsmobile, and at least 2 more other ones that you wouldn't imagine. All of them are the same platforms, so parts are interchangeable, but it's all about different luxury levels. So like the Cadillac is the top, right? And then you've got the Buicks, and then under that you have the Chryslers, and some other brand underneath that. That's all GM. Chrysler is Dodge and Chrysler. At this point, it used to be owned by Mercedes, but even they said fuck that company.
What company?
Dodge and Chrysler are the same.
Oh, okay.
Now,
they really are?
Hummer and Jeep are also Dodge and Chrysler. Okay, so those are all the same. Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln are the same company. Okay, so a Ford Taurus and a Mercury Sable are literally the same car. It's just a different name, but it's the same company.
I think Chrysler and Dodge were the same company, though.
Chrysler and Dodge, yeah. So the engines that are in the Dodge Rams, that are in the Chrysler 300. The Chrysler 300 is the same engine that's in the Dodge Charger.
Wow. Okay.
So that's, you gotta realize, everybody thinks they're buying all this other things, right? That's what I try to impress to, well, my ex-wife at the time when she was buying a car. Like, I'm like, you gotta realize that it's all a big game, okay? It's all about, you want the one that looks fancier, but it's literally the same car. Literally the same car, it just has more chrome on it.
Well, a lot of people don't know that, though.
I know, that's why when people say, let me go get a Lexus, I need a Lexus, so let me get a Lexus ES 350. And it's like, and then I turn to them like, have you ever heard of a Camry? Toyota Camry? They're like, no, I want a Lexus. It's like, it's literally the same car. Literally. The exact same parts. Literally the logo. You can go buy a Toyota and take a little like crowbar or whatever, pop off the Toyota logo and put a Lexus logo, and then it literally is the same car.
They look the same to me too, based on looks.
It literally is. That's why like the Ford, wait, what is it? The Toyota RAV4, Toyota RAV4 is the same as the Lexus RX something.
The Toyota RAV4 has always been the car I wanted, but
now something else you got to also keep in mind with the luxury brands. So like Acura, the Honda, Lexus, Toyota. The other way that they can make it seem like this is a fancier car is that they claim that when you're inside the car, you can't hear the road, and nobody can hear you. Like it's there's like a sound barrier, right? That's luxury. You could take a Camry or any basic economy car, and you, with a little piece of plastic, you pop out the panel of the walls, and you slide in sound deadening material, which is like $1 per roll, super cheap. You can turn, again, any car into be soundproof. So, again, the luxury stuff is, they make it an extra $20,000 that only costs you like $20.
Yeah.
It's just a market.
It is a market. It's a market for people that don't know.
Marley, is there any other cars that you would like to buy? Because personally, I just have marketed my eyes on 3 cars. And if I can get those 3 cars in my life, like before I'm the age of like 45, then I'll have lived a full life on vehicles. Because I would like a fucking... Or I'd like a fucking 2015 Camaro or something. Any year Ferrari 458 Italia and John Wick car. And then I'll be successful in my eyes.
Dude, I want a Lexus LS 500 H, which is the hybrid, and with the crystalline glass, frosted glass door handles and everything. That car would basically be like $70,000 today, depending on the deals you get. But anyway, yeah, so Lexus LS 500H. I also would want the Acura ILX, whatever, newest year. It's got to be 2016 or newer on that one, because I would drive that as my daily driver. And then I need to get a, it would be either a Toyota Tundra, or it would be a Ford, like, F-150, Tough, whatever the fuck. You know, the one that's supposed to be the more stronger, truck.
By the way, not trying to change topics, but since I'm on Facebook, I might as well ask. Hey, why'd you add EP on Facebook, Marley? What's up with that,
because
man?
that was before, man. That was before, and then he kept on telling me over and over I had blocked him. He was like whining, crying to me, and then he just started being annoying. I said, whatever.